There are moments in life when the universe forgets the rules it made, when time folds, light bends. And you end up staring at something that shouldn't exist. For me, that moment came the night I saw myself die. It wasn't a dream, not a hallucination. It was something deeper, like reality cracking just enough to let me peek through to the other side. The first sign came quietly. My reflection didn't blink. I leaned forward, thinking maybe I was tired, maybe the glass was fogged. But no, it was watching me. Its eyes were mine. But emptier, hungrier. It smiled a second late, like it was waiting for my permission to move. My stomach twisted. I turned away. But the image in the mirror didn't. Sleep became impossible after that. Each night brought a new nightmare: fire, drowning, falling from invisible heights. Every dream ended with me seeing myself die in a new way. But the worst part wasn't the death, it was the expression on my dead face. Peaceful. As if the other me knew something I didn't. I started filming myself, desperate to catch whatever was happening. But when I played back the recording, I froze. At exactly 3:17 a.m., I sat up in bed, eyes open, smiling into the camera. My real self was still asleep, breathing deeply. The voice on the recording whispered something faintly before the camera cut off: "You've already crossed over." I smashed the mirror the next day. But reflections aren't bound to glass. They follow wherever light meets darkness. I began seeing my reflection in windows, in water, even in the black surface of my turned-off phone. Each time, it moved differently. Each time, its grin stretched a little wider. I started researching hauntings, parallel worlds, and mirror folklore. In one forum buried deep online, a user named The Second One wrote, "If you ever see your reflection lag, it means death saw you first." The words felt like they were written for me. My hands trembled. The comment had been posted the same day I first saw the mirror glitch. By the fourth night, things got worse. I woke up to the sound of breathing that wasn't mine. The room was dark. But I saw a faint shimmer near the mirror's edge, like static in the air. And then it stepped out. My reflection peeled itself from the glass, leaving the mirror black and empty. I wanted to scream. But my voice was gone. It spoke in my voice. But slower, deeper, like a memory dragged from a grave. "You saw yourself die," it said, smiling faintly. "But you didn't realize that was the day I started living." My body froze, heart thudding in my ears. It circled me like a shadow testing its freedom, fingertips brushing the walls, tasting the air. When it touched my shoulder, every light in the house blew out. My vision went white, not darkness, just endless white. I saw flashes, my body on the floor, blood pooling around my head, paramedics shouting, people crying. I saw the moment I died. But I was standing there, alive, watching it happen. That was the truth. That was when I finally understood the title of my nightmare: I saw myself die. When I woke again, I was in a hospital bed. The doctor said I had a seizure, that my heart had stopped for nearly 3 minutes. But something in his eyes told me he saw it too. My reflection in the window behind him smiled when I didn't. They discharged me a week later. But home didn't feel like home. Everything smelled wrong. The walls felt too close. Every reflective surface hummed faintly, as if calling out my name. Sometimes, I'd catch glimpses of movement where there shouldn't be any. A hand waving from the inside of the television. A face staring from behind the windowpane when I was alone. I started hearing voices. At first, whispers. Then full sentences. "Let me finish what you started. You're just a shadow now." The real one already crossed over. I'd plug my ears, scream. But the voice always found its way back, because it was mine. One night, I smashed every mirror, every reflective object in my apartment. I even painted the windows black. But as I stood in the middle of the room, catching my breath, I noticed a puddle of water forming on the floor. I hadn't spilled anything. The puddle shimmered like a mirror. And from it, a hand reached up. I stumbled backward as my reflection climbed out, wet, smiling, eyes glowing faintly red. It whispered, "You killed the mirrors. But I live in you." I could feel my heart racing. But my reflection was calm. It stepped closer, touched my face, and said softly, "You shouldn't have watched." Everything went black again. When I opened my eyes, I was back in the hospital. The nurse looked at me, pale and trembling. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "You were declared dead yesterday." Now I live in constant confusion, breathing, walking, existing, but unsure which side of the mirror I'm truly on. My reflection and I are one now. Sometimes it speaks when I don't. Sometimes it smiles when I cry. And sometimes, in the dead of night, it whispers the same line over and over again, "I saw myself die, but you're the one who never woke up." The world feels hollow now. People talk, laugh, breathe, but they don't notice how thin the barrier really is. How easily reflections can slip through when you stop believing they're just glass. So when you pass a mirror tonight, take my advice, don't look too long. Don't blink. Don't wait to see if it moves first. Because the moment you realize the person in the glass isn't you anymore, it's already too late. And when your reflection finally smiles without you, that's when you'll understand what I meant when I said I saw myself die.